Wait, we aren't the MC? Well, we're the MC sucked it. We took over MC's body. We were isekai'd. We took over his body. I was there for the 16 bits Gundam Tanaka. I forgot to mention. Why did you just saying things? Oh, you're quoting Plankton. Wait a minute. He's like felicitations, man. Factors. I am endeavoring to misappropriate the formulary for the preparation of affordable comestibles. Who will join me? This is when he got beat up by those fucking guys. Just fucking, I just realized what that line was. I just realized you're quoting, mister.
Remember what the episode
Cannot say those words.
Remember what episode where Plankton tried to sue Mr. Grabs?
Oh yeah, because he broke his fucking...
He broke his body.
You just randomly started laughing about that. You just really liked that episode idea.
I just randomly remembered it, and I was like, why the fuck was there an episode where, like... Plankton
yeah, because he runs a business. He can be sued.
I know, it was just so like...
Zero can't do words. No, the point of that sentence is for it to be a bunch of fucking hard words for you to say. That was the whole point of it. I like to hear any one of you say it perfectly. The ones left in the club room are me, Sayori, and Monica. It's time to finally talk to her and figure out if she knows anything about this whole transporting thing. Sayori, I'm going to talk to Monica about some ideas I had for the club. Can you wait for me at the school gates? I want to walk with you home. I want to walk you home after I finish talking to her.
Sure.
I'm now alone with Monica. Her happy expression has then turned into one of disbelief.
How can you be here? I don't understand.
What do you mean? How did you know?
Please, Zero. I remember how this is supposed to go. You're acting all different.
She didn't seem too angry. She's just very excited. Huh. Suddenly a realization hit me. Wait, you had nothing to do with me being here?
Me? No, I was extremely surprised when you entered the club.
So much for that lead. Then who was it?
There's also another problem I'm having. I know what's supposed to happen, but I can't see or read any of the game files. I don't understand it. It's like everything has changed this time.
You gotta be kidding me. What does this mean even? Or what does this even mean? And does this mean Sayori wouldn't...
Well, it is a bit irritating to not see the game files anymore. You're here with me. I'm so glad to meet you. When you download the game, I was already looking forward to meeting you. Even if through a pre-made character. But to think I could meet you in person, to see the real you.
Monica, you barely know me.
But, I guess...
This is getting us nowhere. Listen, Monica, there's something that's been bothering me since I got here this morning. Haven't you noticed everything feels real?
What do you mean?
You seem confused. How could I explain this? It's like the game was very empty, devoid of people, but now there's people, there's life. The girls, they're going off script.
Now that you mention it. This morning, I woke up to find my parents going to work. Then there's me walking to school. I don't ever remember my parents being here. Or even me being away from the school. Maybe I'll be able to be with you outside the club room. I'll be sure to wear something cute for you if I do.
Really, Monica?
I'm just teasing you, Zero. Anyways, we should discuss this more at a later time. You wouldn't want Sayori thinking anything dirty, would you?
I face-palmed hard. But she's right about one thing. We can discuss this later. I don't think it'd be wise to have the other girls finding out. It does feel a little odd that Monica wouldn't be the first to notice that, like, the world feels more real. That does feel a little...
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially considering it's like... It feels a little... It doesn't really make sense because it's like, okay, so Monica... So Monica was quick to realize when he wasn't the MC because he wasn't saying the right things, but she wasn't quick to realize the world was being more real, even though she like woke up and she was like, I noticed I woke up in my house. And I noticed that my parents were going to work. You know, it's like, those are things, it's like, wouldn't she realize that and already kind of be like, something's going on here? Like, I feel like that's just, I feel like they should probably fix that to where she kind of already has an idea that something was going on. Like, she kind of already has, like, that idea in her mind, you know? She must have thought she was dreaming. It will be explained? Oh, okay. She's right about one thing. Yeah, right, we discuss this later. The less they know, the better. I left the club room, leaving Monica behind to meet Sayori at the school gates. Maybe she's leaving later? Who knows? Has this same song been playing for like the past?
Yes.
I just noticed. How long has this song been playing?
A while. Good while.
You should probably be using different music with the dissolve scene fulls. I feel like we should change. Everyone chat's like, yes! I did not realize I did not realize the song has been playing still. Yeah, there's probably the music's probably since the beginning. Has it been playing since the beginning? Oh my lord, I actually have not noticed. I'm sorry, I blanked out.
Since the beginning of the entire mod?
It might have actually. No, I could have sworn I remember a Sayori Daijobu in there.
Yeah.
I could have
since he walked into the club.
Since he walked into the club, yeah. That's a bug? Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that gets fixed.
It's not.
Okay, so hopefully that gets fixed, because yeah, it's definitely. Don't worry, I got this. I will fix it. Now wait, hold up. Where's Daijobu? No. There we go.
Hey.
Damn it. They made a good sound test. Yes, that is the creator. In the chat. Nightmare Ninja Zero, that is the creator in the chat.
Hello.
And damn it, they have a good sound test. It works.
It's not exploitable.
Walking back to the main character's house would say, Sayori really showed how much it's been since I played the game. It was a bad idea using the scene where Monica recruited me to the F club from Act 2. I have to be careful what I say in front of Sayori. What? What did he say? It was a bad idea using the scene where Monica recruited me to the club from Act 2. Okay, so he apparently said something about that. I'm very confused with what he means there. I have to be careful what I say in front of Sayori. Ugh, how can I get his memories as well? It was helped a lot. Who is this? Is this my sister?
Oh my god.
Hey, Zero, you're finally home. Huh? Who's that? Huh? Really joined the club Sayori belongs to? I don't remember her from the game.
Just, huh.
Who are you? Huh? What do you mean, who am I? I'm your sister, Meanie. Wait, what? Since when did he have a sister? Are you okay? Okay, this is getting super weird. Better say something. Right, sorry, I just had a lot on my mind. And I joined Sayori's club, as for your first question. Really? Huh. Didn't you say that you didn't want to join it because you weren't into literature and you found her annoying? Wait, really? Well, he did say that in the game, but they hate him even more.
What a dick.
I'm surprised you never told her I said that. I'm surprised you never told her I said that. She was your childhood friend, not mine. I was never social with Sayori, even when she came over. Doesn't mean I don't say hi to her when we see each other at school. Anyways, Mom and Dad called and said they'll be back tonight. That is a gigantic ReZero poster.
Bro!
Thank you for the gift sub, it's Sonic. We don't have a proofreader yet? Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because definitely it just seems like you really need a proofreader to go through and fix a lot of the wording. Because yeah, a lot of the biggest problem is a lot of the wording is rough.
We need to have some glare on that poster and have it slanted a little bit so it's not just
It's not a jarring of a there's a Mario
he has a Mario block lamp.
There's a Mario block. Is it a lamp? Is that what that is? I don't know what it is. It's just a block.
I mean, what else would it be?
I don't know. It's just a Mario block.
I think it's a lamp.
The first thing I did upon entering the room was look in the mirror.
Huh?
Oh,
no, he's Chat MC.
Oh no, they're using Chat MC.
No wonder he's an asshole to Sayori.
So this is what he looks like. Huh. Well, if it's a generic main character, they're in these kinds of games. Can we see why they had the hots for him? After that, I looked around the room. I noticed various video games never heard of, and the only books were boring textbooks. Anime posters lined the walls near the bed, one of them being of Rem from ReZero. However, a drawing on the desk beside the computer caught my eye. Aww. That's cute. Was this drawn by Sayori? Now we can't hate this mod.
It's not cute.
Was this drawn by Sayori? Looks like she drew it when she was very young. Actually, I don't even hate the mod, by the way. So let me clarify. More people are like, Zero, you hate it? No, I don't hate it. For some reason, I felt... for some reason, I feel emotional over it. It seems so happy, yet bittersweet. Sayori. Oh my god, the music's actually changing.
Oh my god.
Oh, day 2. Okay, that was quick. Jesus.
And then it goes dun 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 dun, like the same music again.
Same music. I woke up to the sunlight streaming through my window. Even as I tiredly rubbed my eyes, something felt wrong. I looked at my clock to see that I still had time before I had to go to school. I jumped out of bed and threw open my closet to get some fresh clothes, only to frown as I realized it was full of nothing but school uniforms and black hoodies. For a moment, I stared in confusion, but suddenly it all came flooding back to me. Waking up in a stranger's body, living among the characters of DDLC. I sat back down on the bed with a sigh, only to recall yet another strange fact. Unlike in the normal game, I hadn't played through the poem minigame. I guess that meant when I'd actually have to try and write poems. Well, at least there was no possible way that my poems could be worse than the MC's. I heard Zero's sister yell out that she's going to school. I looked at the digital clock on my desk to see that I have enough time to get to school. I quickly took a shower, got dressed, and headed towards the kitchen. I decided to cook myself a light breakfast of scrambled eggs, rice, and toast. I'd have to remind myself to go to the market to buy some bacon and other groceries. Not that the food of the Zero family was limited. The Zero family.
The Zero family.
Wouldn't it be the Sakamoto family?
Yeah.
Maybe after finishing my meal, I can make something for Sayori to take her to house. Take her to house. Make something for Sayori to take to her house. Okay, I'm the dumb one. Sorry. As I ate, I thought of what to write my poem about. There were endless possibilities, that's for sure. Hold on. I think I have a great idea. He wrote it for all of them. Thank God Zero had a thumbprint lock on his phone, otherwise it would have been useless. It's been an hour and Sayori wasn't answering any of my texts. There's no doubt that Sayori either had her phone on mute or was a heavy sleeper. Doesn't mean I shouldn't be worried about her. I knocked on the door for a couple of minutes. Nothing. I decided to look for Sayori's number to call until she opened the door, dressed in her sleep clothes.
Morning, Zero. I just got your messages. Sorry for not replying. I was hoping the alarm app I installed to wake me up.
Oh, really? And here I was going to call you, too.
Why didn't you just walk in? The door doesn't even have a lock on it.
What? That's not safe! I look at the doorknob in confusion. You don't lock your front door?
No. No one does, Zero.
Really? Maybe people just steal from the richer areas. It's such a genuinely what? That's weird.
There's only one place in the world I know they don't lock their doors because there's so many polar bears. I forgot where it was. There's so many polar bears there that every single person leaves their door unlocked at night. So if people are being chased by a fucking polar bear, they can go hide wherever they need to.
Has it really been that long since the last time you came over?
I guess so. Yeah, she's not buying it.
You know you're welcome to come over whenever you want, right?
I nod, remembering in the game that Zero hardly talked to Sayori once they entered high school. I looked down at the covered tray. Oh yeah! I held up the tray to show Sayori. I brought you something, but I don't think it's good anymore.
What is it?
It's breakfast.
Eh? You brought me breakfast?
I made eggs and toast. But they've been sitting out for a pretty long time since you weren't answering your texts.
Really? Thank you, Zero.
May I come inside and put this down in your kitchen?
Sure.
Someone said it's Greenland, Iceland.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you should leave and join back. I'm like echoing off you sometimes.
Oh.
That was cute. If
There we
he
go.
made breakfast for me. He made eggs and toast. He made what she would have made. I followed Sayori inside the house to see something other than Sayori's bedroom. Parents also must have left early morning like Zero's did. I wonder if we're actually gonna be able to choose what girl we actually want to go with too. Like, I wonder if they're gonna give us a choice. Either that, or we're gonna be stuck on or if we're gonna be like either stuck on like caring about what, like, being with one of the girls, or maybe we'll be stuck with none of them. We'll have to see what happens. Sayori mod? Oh, okay. The developer just straight up said it. It's a Sayori mod. Okay. Parents also must have left early morning. Zeros did. Okay. I read that.
Hey, Zero. It's great to see you visiting again.
Did my best and not showing my anger for Zero, even if I'm in his body right now. Instead, I gave Sayori a genuine smile. It's no problem, Sayori.
The kitchen is right over here.
I head to the kitchen. I set the tray on the table and uncovered to see that the food has indeed gotten cold. Yeah, this is definitely no good. Toast is practically ice cold at this point, and I won't even dare touch these eggs.
Sorry, Zero.
I give Sayori a reassuring smile. Don't worry about it, Sayori. Let's just say that I want to spend more time with you.
Really?
Okay, they're saying their names way too much. She do not need to keep saying their names. Like, she could just say really here. Yeah. It's hard to explain. It's like I had an epiphany or something. Gives me a big hug.
I'm so happy.
I smiled and we soon parted from the hug. You'll feel even better after a nice, hot breakfast. I'll just throw this disgusting mess in the garbage. I grabbed the tray and threw the food into the trash can with a fork.
There's bread and eggs in the refrigerator. Here, let me get it for you.
I held out a hand out. That is not what I held out my hand. That's what it should be. No, don't worry. I've got it. I opened the fridge to get out everything I need. I started making breakfast for Sayori. I was lucky that Zero knew how to cook, so it wasn't out of place. Once done, I set the tray of beans, mashed potatoes, scrambled eggs, and some chicken in front of Sayori. That is a lot of breakfast. God damn. How did he do all that? She would have sparkles in her eyes right now if this was an anime. Ta-da! Breakfast is served.
Whoa, that was fast.
Also, that's a very southern breakfast, too. Beans, mashed potatoes. That's a very southern breakfast. It chats like beans.
What?
Huh?
That's not a southern. That's fucking.
That's still
like
not
Europe.
southern. Southern people put beans. You can have beans and mashed potatoes. I don't know. Definitely southern.
Oh, that was fast.
Time flies and you're having fun. Now, bon appetit, mon ami. He giggles and starts eating the food.
This is so good.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it. I already finished my breakfast, so is there anything I could do for you while you eat?
No, I don't think so.
An idea popped into my head. Oh, I know. Let me go get your school clothes and books ready for you. They're in your room, right? Sayori nods and points to the upstairs. That says upstairs, but I'm assuming it means upstairs.
First door on the left.
Thanks. RMC is French. No, he's not fucking French. He's just saying the French word. You're French. This is where the scene that shocked everyone took place. The place where Sayori confesses to Zero that she had depression. Confessed to Zero that she had depression. Hope it doesn't happen with me here. It doesn't happen with me here. How I plan to do that? I don't know. Never gave much thought, have I? Either way, I packed all of her school textbooks and other supplies into her bag before grabbing her uniform. I found Sarah with a piece of paper in her hands. She probably was writing her poem when I was getting her school stuff. I held out her school bag and uniform with a goofy smile on my face. I decided to put a little humor here. Here you go, madam. 1 backpack and school uniform. The total cost comes to 50 grand. Plus tip. Sayori laughs or shakes her head.
There's no way I'm paying you that.
Okay, then how about I join you at the school cafeteria? How does that sound? That brightens her smile.
Really? I'd love that.
She put her dishes in the sink.
I'm gonna go change. Then we can walk to school together, okay?
Yep.
No peeking.
I couldn't help but roll my eyes at that. Oh, come on. I don't think I'd do something like that to you.
I'm just playing with you, Zero. I know you won't do something like that.
That was unnecessary. I know. I'll go wait on the front porch. I feel like they should have just let them I feel like they should have just let them joke around. They should have just left it there. I was like, come on, I really think I do sound like that? And she's like, I know. And then, just left. Yeah, because I feel like with that, it's like kind of just deconstructed the joke. I feel like both of them knew they were playing around with each other.
I won't take long.
I smiled at her and started leaving the kitchen. This is cute so far. I'm assuming the difference here is that MC is trying his like best to like, it's because he knows about the depression thing. It's like he's trying his best to like fucking make like to always hang out with Sayori and stuff. Like, so it's like I feel like that's cute. It makes sense. Also, now I feel like we have the opposite problem. Now there's no music at all for like the past few minutes.
That might
also be a bug because now there's no music. There's just been silence.
They probably coded on the music and then didn't play test it right away,
Yeah,
so they
it's just a
assumed it
bug.
worked, and
Yeah,
then it didn't.
that's usually a quick fix.
Yeah.
Unless it's supposed to be there and it legitimately is a bug, because I do know some things actually just fuck up. Few classes pass by in a blur. Before I know it, it was time for lunch. Here I was walking inside the cafeteria that looked more like a restaurant with my food. Didn't take me long to find Sayori, only she wasn't alone. There was an unfamiliar girl with her. Was she someone she knew outside the club members?
Oh, Zero! There you are! Please sit down with us.
I walked over and took a seat next to Sayori. Hello, the girl on the other side of the table waved back. Oh, that is another OC. Who are all these people? Your co-host is right? Oh, okay. So there you go. You are correct. Yeah, so you're right about the music thing, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It is just fucked up somewhere and then like didn't see it.
Nishikawa
Ray? It's Ray. Okay, Ray, yeah. They put Rai. She's bred.
Nishikawa Ray. It's understandable that you don't know my name. It's not like we exchanged pleasantries that often. We were in the same class last year.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Nishikawa-san. How long have you been friends with Sayori?
I only started hanging out with her at the beginning of the year. Am I correct, Sayori?
Sayori excitedly nodded her head.
That is when I'm not dealing with the student council duties.
You're part of the student council?
Yeah, been so for 2 years running.
That's cool.
Thanks. Oh, Zero, Sayori has told me that you joined her little club yesterday. That really surprised me. I never saw you as a literature type of person.
Well, you said we didn't really know each other that well, so... How would you see me at all? I can understand the confusion. I've been left in the dark and how Zero really acted before I took control. Yeah, wow, there's a lot of, like, misspells. Luckily, I've been able to just correct myself while reading, but yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, they already said they need a proofreader, so it's understandable. I've been left in the dark and how Zero really acted before I took control. Well, I wanted to spend more time with Sayori.
Are you sure Sayori was the only reason you joined the club?
Yuki said the same thing, only she was joking. I was about to respond to her question.
Ray. Forgive me, Zero. I went a little farther.
It's okay.
Hey, Zero, did you finish your poem?
Yeah, I think I did a good job. Also, fuck you, Ray.
Huh?
The rest of our lunchtime was talking about random topics until the bell rung for the final class. As soon as I stepped into the hallway that led to Literature Club, I was stopped by 2 unfamiliar girls. Oh my god. Ah!
What happened? I wasn't looking. Oh.
She's.
Oh, ah, 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 ah.
I gave you nose. I was like, oh god! She's so big!
She's so happy.
Oh, you're talking about the one on the right? I'm talking about the middle one.
What? I thought you were
That was
talking
about the middle one. I was like, oh! This is a tall girl. I mean, tall girls do exist. Yeah, I feel like some of the sprite edits
they don't.
definitely need some more work. Could probably use some replacing. I think some of them look way better than others. Like I feel like what was it, the first one the first red-haired girl was fine. I think she was okay for the most part. Everyone else so far has not been that good. At least the sprite edits. Obviously the actual like OC free to use characters look pretty good. But it's like so far the sprite edits are not the best. They're kind of spooky. Hello, handsome. I hate these girls already. Hello. Is there anything you need? Of course we do. Why don't you ditch these girls and spend time at our club? I seriously doubt that these girls are even in a club. I know that they want something more than me wanting. Know that they want something more than them wanting me to join a club they're not a part of. Sorry, ladies, but I have to get to the literature club. Girls don't like what they hear. This doesn't sound good, or it doesn't look good. No, they didn't say anything.
Hey, Zero, you coming? The others are waiting.
Monica stood there glaring at the other two girls. The girls returned the look before leaving them alone. Oh god, I don't know. That one is returning a very more intense look.
Oh no! She hates her.
Zero, you okay?
Yeah, who are those girls? I've been meeting a lot of new people since yesterday.
Sakai-san and Takeo-san, based on the memories I got from past Monica. Anyways, we better get inside.
Couldn't agree more. Oh, she's saying like past Monica, like okay, like the base game, like normal base game. Oh yeah, well no, she's talking about no, she's talking about the memories that she got. Yeah, she talks about how she has memories, but she never actually remembers them. So yeah, like, she never actually remembers living through it. So it's probably like these people are in her memories, but she doesn't really know them. So I'm assuming that's what she means by past Monica. Probably could be explained a little better though. Probably something where it's like from my pre-built memories or something. Probably she could have said. So that people are confused. Yeah, picks past Monica makes it sound very confusing. Everyone else has already arrived before me. At least I did my best with my poem.
Welcome back, Zero. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you.
Not at all, Yuri. Me coming to the club yesterday wasn't a one-time thing. Besides, the only reason he came to the club was because of the cupcakes. And it also doesn't help that he was as sharp as a doorknob.
Well, you better not be struggling. A single poem is something that should be fun, not challenging or boring. I believe the word you're looking for is tedious.
Whatever. With that, Natsuki stormed over to the closet in the corner. Now I could tell that she wasn't really angry. It all just seemed to be playful banter between her and Yuri. Strange. Before, they were completely opposites, with bitter resentment between the two of them. They appeared to still have different ideologies and interests, but something seemed to have pushed them to be closer friends this time around. Before I could gather my thoughts, though, Sayori walked up to me and threw her arms around me in a hug. As I staggered under her weight, I couldn't help but notice Monica staring at us from across the room. Ugh. What was that for? Oh no, he's like, ugh, what was that for? I smiled, happy that she was back to her old self after the incident with Nishikawa.
I still can't believe you're here, Zero. Are you excited to share poems?
Yeah, I guess.
Don't look so down.
Sayori puts on an expression I've never seen before, both in the game and the short time I've been here. She looks proud. And confident.
I'm sure your poem would be great, and you should believe that too. Even if it needs work, I refuse to believe that you can't produce better writings in the future.
Did she get that from somewhere? Still. Sayori, that's really nice of you.
Thanks.
I like. Yeah, I like how I could tell it was a custom sprite because then it fucking like disappeared and reappeared. They did not have to use a. I feel like that was not defined as the same as the Sayori sprite. With my words of praise, she sat back in her seat. Feeling like our conversation was over, head over to Natsuki and Yuri. Yuri seems to be lifting a large box down from a higher shelf for Natsuki. So Yuri will be the one helping Natsuki take down her manga? Makes sense. She's the tallest club member to be able to get Natsuki's manga off the top shelf if their Monica put it up there. Thank God for that. That'd have been pretty awkward.
Thanks, Yuri.
No worries. The pleasure's all mine. Okay, yeah, so like you mentioned, so Yuri and Natsuki are way nicer to each other here. It's a little odd. I just realized something. Did vanilla DDLC ever actually show what the MC looks like? Officially, no. Like,
No.
he does not have like an official face. Like, the most we have is a sketch, but again, it was a sketch that was never used. Clearly, it was a prototype sketch, so he could look very different from that face. So yeah, officially MC doesn't really have a face. At least we don't know what he looks like.
The pleasure's all mine.
With those words, Yuri brushed past me and sat down on one of the desks behind me, instantly getting engrossed in the novel that she left lying on it. Hey! Natsuki almost dropped the smaller box she was carrying, but she caught it with her fingertips just before it slipped from her.
Oh. What do you want?
Calm down, Natsuki. Just came by to say hello. I peered into the box and saw a stack of brightly lit manga covers. Just barely make out the words Parfait Girls before she covers the box with her free hand.
Hey, mind your own business.
Just want to take a look at what was inside. I've read a little of Parfait Girls before. Also, I'm still echoing off you. Do you like have me really up?
I don't think so. Let me turn you down.
I'm still echoing off you sometimes. It's weird.
Try that.
Bro, that fucking new chord sucks.
I can replace it with the other
I
one.
mean, if I'm
it's
still
that
echoing,
bad.
you might have to, because I got you like a new brand of chord.
Is
It's
it really
yeah, it
bad?
is. It sounds like I'm coming out of a phone. Like, yeah, like it's straight up. It's bad enough to like. It sounds like I'm coming out. Like it really. It sounds like you left a phone next to your mic, and I'm coming out of that phone. Yeah, I don't
That's
hear it
weird.
right now, but I'll try to listen out for it. But yeah, this was like it's that bad. I hear no echoes. I hear no echoes now, but it was there. Isn't it about baking and drama with magical girls?
What? There's way more to it than that.
To be fair, the game didn't really give much detail. And if it's like any other magical girl story...
Here.
She shoved the box in my hands and pulled out the top volume.
I'm going to show you what this manga is actually about. Put that down and follow me.
She sits beneath the window and pats on the ground next to her, signaling for me to join her. I crouch down beside Natsuki and she hands me the manga. Okay, so we're going with the old hood classic of we're gonna hang out with everybody to make sure no one's left behind. All right, fair. We flip page by page to the first chapter, and I see many of the more intricate details about the manga that the game simply glossed over. I'm surprised by how involved Natsuki gets into the story. She laughs at the jokes, gets frustrated at the stupid decisions, and shifts uncomfortably at some of the more mean dialogue between the characters. The one thing that I found interesting is how dark the manga got once the plot started to peak. Of course, it didn't go into DDLC levels of dark. I'm surprised you're sharing this with me, Natsuki.
Well, I can't exactly let you spread lies and inaccurate facts about this story. Plus, try as I might, I can't get Yuri to read this with me.
This could be my chance to figure out what was going on between them. Okay. Can you tell me how you two met each other? You seem like really close friends. She remained silent for a moment.
Maybe later.
We read in silence for another minute. I feel like that was worded weirdly. Okay. Can you tell me how you two met each other? Like, maybe he could be like, on the topic of Yuri, do you mind telling me how you two met each other? You know, like, I feel like there should have been a better segue into that question, because he just goes, okay, can you tell me how you two met each other? Like, it feels so weird. They met in the war. Oh, yes, who could forget about the war? Couldn't help but feel a little disappointed, though.
I have to go somewhere after the club today. If you want, you can come with me and I'll tell you along the way.
Interesting. Nothing like this has ever happened in the game. It might be an opportunity to learn more about Natsuki's and Yuri's past. At the same time, was Sayori really stable enough for me to leave her like that? Jesus. I think she's okay.
I understand if you don't want to.
Well, I had planned to go to the market to find some food. Is that where you're going?
Well, yeah.
I'll have to meet you there. I don't really want Sayori to have to walk home without me.
Fair enough.
We finish up the 3rd chapter and begin on the 4th, though it's not long before we're interrupted.
Okay, everyone.
Huh?
It's time to start sharing poems. Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse?
I'll have to agree with Natsuki.
Sorry.
I can't help but feel annoyed. We were just getting to know each other, but then Monica just had to interrupt us. And now that I was here, in the game, I realized that this was likely purposeful of her. Her spiteful and selfish attitude kept her from allowing me to find happiness with the other girls, even when it was something as simple as friendship. Do you want me to take this home and finish it by myself? I pointed at the manga volume, and Natsuki nodded her head.
Yeah, just so we can start on chapter 5 tomorrow. But bring it back in one piece or else. Normally, I don't let people borrow my manga.
I pick up the manga and go over to my backpack, and gently slide it into my pocket, being careful not to bend it at all. I think you meant the pocket, but you know. Like in the game, I started off with Sayori. She looked super excited to give me her poem. Oh, it's different! Damn it, I'm still echoing. Monica, where are you? I'm still echoing. Use the other chord.
What if that one
I
doesn't
mean, then
work?
I don't know. We're just shit out of luck. I don't know. I'm just saying, because he might be using that new one I got you. I don't know if I trust that one. Gotta use the same brand.
This is the same one.
Maybe
The
we
other
need
one
to use
is
the newer one. Because I don't know. That one's like fucked. Because I keep echoing off you.
I think it's because you're being
Even
really
though I've been loud before and I haven't echoed off you. I only echo off Cam. See, I wasn't even that loud before and I heard myself.
Let me see.
Alright, little paintbrush. All around me, I see a world devoid of color. Each person, each place, each item. They're all drips of blacks and whites. But in my home, I have a little paintbrush and cans of paint. I can paint on a canvas, and it'll be full of color. It remains tucked away under blank portraits. I want to share my paintbrush, so others can paint on a canvas different from mine. People use the little paintbrush on others. Each person becomes full of color. A colorful people each paint their items. When they finish their painting, the paint spreads without my little paintbrush. The little paintbrush I once owned has traveled all around the world. All my blank canvases remain unpainted, all white, except for the one. I hold that little painting for so long. I take it everywhere. I take it in public, and when I went to sleep. I wake up and look at my paint cans. Someone was dipping their fingers into my bucket of paint. With those gentle fingers, they painted on one of my blank canvases. The painting they painted with their fingers was a little paintbrush. Bluetooth.
Bluetooth mode.
This isn't the
go, scream
poem
at
she
me.
wrote. Ah! It didn't gecko.
There you go.
This isn't the poem she wrote in the game.
Well.
Well, no, I said that weirdly. Why would she say it like that? Oh, okay, wait, no, she's like, well, like, because I was like, well, what do we have here? You know, like, that's how I was trying to say it, and then it's like, well, what do you think? Doesn't it totally paint a good picture?
I'll be right back.
Well, it was a very nice poem. It was a very nice poem, Sayori. It's filled with symbolism. I can see that the poem about karma. The paintbrush in the scenario is simply a good deed. But it is a poem about karma. I can see that the poem is about karma. When the narrator's at a low point, the karma returns in a form the narrator least expects it. The painting of a paintbrush, rather than the paintbrush itself.
Wow, Zero. That's very good. I didn't even write it like that. I just like paint.
Yeah, because the second way you could take this poem is that it's about Sayori and her depression, and of course, Zero coming back into her life. Sayori is kind to everyone, represented by the paint, making people smile. Meanwhile, she has to deal with her blank canvases, or her depression, and Zero comes in and paints on one of her blank canvases. Here's mine.
Interesting. It's my poem now. You're gonna bring more? It seems so in-depth and filled with symbolism.
What? She just, like, claimed it that quickly. Interesting. It's mine now. Oh, okay. She just stole it. Like, huh? What is happening?
Isn't the last bit what I said? I finally got to use that word! Symbolism! It's fun to say. Is this how you view your change in, well, personality?
You could say that, Sayori. You can keep it once I show it to everyone else. I'm very confused with the wording. I don't know what's happening. I'm very confused. Like, hold up. Like, what? So it says, so she's like, here's mine. Interesting. It's my poem now. That line is weird. You're going to bring more. It seems so in-depth and filled with symbolism. Why would she ask him if he's going to bring more? Yeah, of course he's going to bring more. That's the whole point about making poems. I don't know. It feels like a little unnecessary thing. You can keep it once I show it to everyone else.
That was a joke, but go on with your bad self, Zero.
Thanks, Sayori? I am also confused. Okay, I'm glad that we're supposed to be confused. Thanks, Sayori? What? Me and MC are just confused. At least we're... It seems being confused is supposed to be what happens. I'm confused. What is happening? Interesting stream. It's mine now. Are you going to make more? No, give me back my stream. Okay, so obviously Sayori was joking by saying it's mine poem now. But, like, why did she say it like that? I feel like it should have been, like... I feel like it could have been worded better. Like, interesting. It's like... And then, like, maybe later she'd be like, well, I can't think... Well, this is my poem now, or something like that. Or it's like, I'm keeping this one. Like, you know, she could have said that. I think that could have worked. Because I understand, I think, what's supposed to be happening here. Sayori's supposed to be jokingly saying that she wants to keep the poem. That she's gonna steal the poem from him. And then he's like, well, you can keep it once I show it to everyone else. And then she's like, well, that was a joke, but... to go on with your bad self was weird. But I guess that's supposed to be weird because he says thanks? Something's happening. Weird stuff. There isn't a poem for a while. I can tell she was having trouble following what was written on the page. Which makes sense for someone to prefer something more simple. Well, it's not terrible. The writing style sounds a lot like Yuri's, though. Is that so? Alright, Zero. I'll give you my poems now so you can read it. Just don't stare at me while doing that. Got it? I bet you won't like it. Oh, she has the same one. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it, chat. Yeah. Told you they weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I won't like it? Well, because everyone thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. And Natsuki, you're absolutely right. I am? I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. You manage to convey so much in few words. Like in this poem. Good thing I've read the meaning of the poems online. I thought he was quoting what she was. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. I thought he was being clever because he's literally like just saying what Natsuki said in the base game. So I thought it was gonna be like a thing where he was like, good thing I remember what Natsuki said in the base game. Because that's what I was like, if he read it online, I feel like he wouldn't say exactly what Natsuki said, you know? Like, I feel like that might have to be... I feel like that should be changed to him being like, good thing I remember the base game a little bit. Because, like, you know, it's like if he read it online, he would probably have to say something a little different. Because he is saying word for word what Natsuki said. And I thought it would have been funny if he actually acknowledged that. I think everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like how you set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. Well, good to see you know a pro when you see one.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
I simply nodded. Yuri just stares at my poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading my poem. So, what do you think?
Oh, sorry, Sakamoto-san. Sakamoto-san. I should be giving a critique, I guess. I assume this isn't your first time writing poetry. This doesn't feel the work of a first-time writer.
I mean, I have written fan fiction, a few poems before ending up here. Of course, I've wrote a few stories here and there. Yuri looks at me with an unreadable expression.
I see.
You like it?
Yeah, it feels like I'm reading my own poem.
Hands me her own poem. It's Ghost to Under the Light. Yeah. I'm not reading that one again. Fuck you. Same as the one in the game. Good. I can see why you think that, Yuri. We both have similar writing styles. Anyways, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
I mean, people often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. I will say, there is something that's been odd. Sorry, random thing to bring up, but it's just something I've been noticing. So, like, why are the characters not in the center of the screen when we're sharing with them? Like, Yuri's at, like, I think T43 or, like, T22. Like, why aren't they just at T11? I don't know, it just feels odd to not have them in the center of the screen. Like, they're just like slightly to the side, and it just feels odd. I feel like it should just be T11. It's clearly a metaphor with the characters, the main attraction of this mod. They usually do more than a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, and able to let go of the past. And so to be left with nothing. Yuri looked surprised. Is something wrong, Yuri?
It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Don't worry about it.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it.
Me too. Now it was finally time to talk with Monica.
Hope you got one of them poems for me, Zero.
What's with the southern accent? Hope you got one of them poems? I guess one of them poems. You saw me presenting to the other girls. Also, you know I have a poem. You saw me presenting it to the other girls.
I'm just messing with you.
When are you not? We hastily share poems, and the time came to get some answers from her. We need to talk, Monica. Why am I here? Also, I feel like this mod needs to change their expressions more often. Because I do not think Monica's just be sitting here with her hands on her hips, fucking with her mouth open.
I don't know. But isn't it great? There's so much for...
Monica. I interrupt her before she can get sidetracked. You have to have some idea of what's going on here. She remained silent for a moment.
Fine. Yes, I do. I'll come over to your house tomorrow after the club. We can't talk here.
I didn't really want her to come over, but I saw no alternative. Fine.
Great.
Well, I'd better use the remaining time we have to see what Yuri's up to before the club ends. I found her at her desk, too absorbed in her book to even notice I was near her. I wanted to see what she was reading, but I thought best to announce that I was here first. Hey, Yuri.
Oh, Zero. You startled me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Is there something you wanted?
Well, I wanted to ask you this yesterday, but it slipped my mind. What books are you more into? Technically, I know what she's going to say. I just thought it'd be a good conversation starter, knowing her love of books.
Oh, well, let's see.
Yuri moves the book back onto the desk and looks at it fondly as she glanced at a few words.
My favorite novels are usually ones that create deep and complex fantasy worlds. One can only wish to be a part of. The level of creativity, time, and craftsmanship put behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a world the author has never seen is equally impressive. It truly takes a certain type of person to be able to combine all of these complexities and entertain the reader at the same time.
Yuri goes on, talking quicker than normal and much more open than she usually appeared. She's clearly passionate about the story she read, and for some reason I couldn't help but smile at that.
Even after all that, there are many other genres I like. Stories with deep psychological elements help me to immerse into the characters presented and feel for them. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own brain in order to completely throw you for a loop?
That was change, it's not brain.
Due to that, I've read a numerous amount of horror recently. I've been reading a numerous amount of horror recently.
Seriously? That's a surprise to be sure, Yuri. Someone as gentle as you. Might as well use these lines as Monica won't be saying them.
I guess you could say that.
Now she's in the center.
But if a story pushes me to imagine more, takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you perceive the world and its morals, if only for a brief moment.
I guess here is where we completely demolish any form of script following. Surreal horror, huh? Is that the book you're reading right now?
Well, yes. It's called The Portrait of Markov. Have you heard of it?
My face paled when the title was mentioned.
Are you alright, Zero?
What? Yeah, I'm fine. No, I wasn't. I'd heard way too much about that book. You said The Portrait of Markov, right?
Yes.
Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe all that craziness was just Monica. Well, I've ever heard of the book, but never gotten the chance to read it.
I could lend you the book when I finish it.
Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe give me more details on what exactly was going on. Before we could talk some more, Monica went up to the front of the class and cleared her throat to get everyone's attention.
Okay, everyone. We've just about run out of time. I hope you like sharing poems with each other, and even if you didn't, I'm sure you'll warm up to it soon enough. Just write another poem tonight, and tomorrow we'll share again. That way we can all build and grow as writers. Oh, and one more thing. I want to do something for the school festival next week.
Monica didn't even give anyone a chance to voice their opinions.
So after we finish with our poems tomorrow, I want to discuss ideas on what we should do for it. So bring your poems and thoughts tomorrow.
With her final words, everyone starts backing up. Sayori walks up to me, looking her usual happy self. Whether it was genuine or facade, no one would ever suspect she's secretly depressed.
Ready to walk home?
Yeah, let's go, Sayori. I grabbed my own bag and followed her out the door. Oh no, the music! As we went a normal route, Sayori seemed to be bursting with excitement, firing questions left and right.
This is so cool, Zero! How do you like the other members so far?
They seem nice.
How did you write such an awesome poem?
It wasn't that great.
Sure it was. Don't kid yourself.
Whatever you say, Sayori.
You're going to stay in the club, right?
Yeah, of course. Today was a lot of fun.
Yay! See you tomorrow.
By this time in the game, she was showing trace amounts of sadness. I'm not sure if this meant I was doing a better job than the MC. Hopefully that's the case. Then again, it's been a while since I played the game. Soon enough, we arrived at our respective homes, and Sayori gave me another hug as a way of saying goodbye. Wait, she wasn't even showing sadness at this point in the game. This was like the second day. I don't think she did anything, right? Actually, wait, no, wait, was this the time in the game where she asks about who would you walk home with? Because I'm actually, yeah, what day did she do that in? Because I could have swore she was, yeah, because this is the first day at the club, and she was just like, oh yeah, because Natsuki and Yuri have an argument. That's what didn't happen this time. Because then he's like, yeah, she's like, I hope you don't feel down about them, and he's like, yeah, it's like, he was like, no, I think they're fine, you know, yeah. This was that part. Guys, I hope you don't have any, yeah. Because Natsuki and Yuri are supposed to have their argument. And then, yeah, because the next day, Sayori asks you if you had a choice between walking home with me or that girl. Yeah, that's the next day. To this day was Natsuki and Yuri's argument. They talk about that. And then she's like, well, good. I guess she did kind of show some sadness. Because she was like, you don't hate them, do you? I guess she kind of showed some sadness. All right, yeah. All right, I suppose. And enough, we arrived at our respective homes, and Sayori gave me another hug as a way of saying goodbye. I have to watch out for that Nishikawa chick. If I'd been the one to hit her, things would have been different. What? Huh? Huh? What? Who? Huh? I am so confused. Huh? Wait, okay. Because I'm assuming Ray was the one who was like, why did you really join? I have to wash off from that Nishikawa chick. If I'd been the one to hit her, things would have been different. To hit who? What? Who's hitting things? I'm very confused. I don't even know how to fix the sentence. I'm very confused. I need the context. I'm lost. Is he saying, like, she's lucky I didn't hit her, I guess? I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. Because she was the one who was, like, asking, like, why did you join, you know? Like, what was the real reason, you know? I'm assuming that's what he's asking. I'm assuming that's what he's saying. But even with that context, it still feels very, like, it feels very violent. This is when she was a bully. We changed it. Oh, okay. I'm glad that this. Okay, so I'm assuming this was already changed. Yeah, because as of right now in this demo, it is just very confusing. With that, I checked my phone to look for the nearest market. As soon as I appeared, Natsuki was waiting, still dressed in her school uniform. You kept me waiting. Do know that I had to escort Sayori home, right? I could have just told you another time. Good point, but I want to get to know the rest of the club members. Well, let's go in, I guess. Upon entering the store, I immediately started looking around for the stuff I needed with Natsuki following me. I want to know more about Yuri, how Yuri and I became friends, right? Yeah, but why didn't you just tell me back in the classroom? Yuri doesn't like me to talk about it. She's kind of embarrassed about what happened. Embarrassed? Embarrassed by what? Hold on, I'll get to that. It all started about a year ago. I was just heading to the locker room when I saw a bunch of girls crowding around Yuri. Oh, we're getting a flashback? Whoa! It turned out it was Sakai-san and Takao-san. And Takeo-san. Come on, Amino-san, tell us the truth. How are you really getting high scores in your schoolwork? I bet that Haruno-sensei loves having you over for extra credit. Freaky slut. No. Wait. Please. Leave me alone. I would never do something like that. Do you think we really believe that? I'm sure the principal would love to hear about this. I knew I couldn't let those stuck-up girls hurt her, so I stepped in. Hey! Leave her alone! They all turned towards me and they started sneering and jeering at me. So do you know what I did? Oh! Oh, shit! There's even a CG of it! Oh, what the... Oh, my lord! There wasn't even a fucking... There wasn't even, like, a transition into the CG! They were just like, bah! Oh my god! Bah! Okay. Get her, Natsuki! Kick her ass! I punched her leader in the face. How is Natsuki still allowed in school after this? Wow. That must have taken some guts. Yeah, well, like I did it for Yuri. Just hate girls like that harassing people. Well, anyway, they all looked at me in shock for a moment. I stared back, hardly believing myself. You bitch! Then I turned around and ran, with those snobbish bullies right on my tail. I managed to throw them off my trail and just hid away from them for a while. Eventually, I mustered the courage to walk home, and the next day, we saw each other again. How did she not get suspended? Like, fucking, how did she not get any repercussions for this? Like, especially considering the way that... I mean, especially they seem like they're not even going with America Japan. This seems like very Japan oriented, and Japan has way less tolerance for school fights than America does. I'm assuming the bully didn't have the courage to go to the teacher, I guess. If we had to assume that is explained. Okay. No, okay, I'm glad it is explained. Because yeah, it's like I'm assuming the way out of that could have been the bully didn't have the pride to go to the principal and say the girl hit her. She quietly thanked me, and we kind of just started hanging out after that. I didn't expect their backstory to be that detailed. Even though this world had the paint job of DDLC, it seems so different, and it seemed to differ in many ways. It also adds depth and explanation as to why she's so socially awkward and shies away from social interaction. Okay, so in this world, Yuri's shy because she's bullied. So I wonder if she still cuts herself, though. I wonder if that's not a thing she does anymore. So I wonder if it's just because she gets bullied, so it's because she gets bullied a lot. Okay, interesting. Still, these girls. Hey, Natsuki, these girls have been harassing both you and Yuri. You said their name was Sakai-san and Takayo-san? Yeah. What about it? Well, they cornered me when I was about to head to the club room. What? You can't be serious. Those bimbos are nothing but trouble. They wanted you to join their little club, didn't they? Yeah? Don't trust anything they say. I bet they, you know. I know. Let's change the subject. Oh, God, yeah. That is, okay. Somebody was typing way too fast. Vigilante time, bitches. No! We must not use our... You cannot fight bullies. You cannot use your powers that way. With great power comes great responsibility. Nobody told them see that in Vigilante. Uh-oh. That lesson was never told. Oh, no. Let's change the subject. The rest of our time spent at the store was just talking about how most of the time our familiar manga was better than the anime. That is such a fucking conversation Natsuki would have. What? Oh, it's done. Oh, that was weird. Oh, wow, it really is a demo. I mean, we're obviously not done with the entire mod, since, you know, we still have the other stories to do. So, I mean, I'm probably going to end the stream here, though, because I think ending it here is probably a really good stopping point. But, I give my opinion on the MC story. So far, very rocky. Some of the lines in the MC some of the lines are kind of funny. I will be honest. Some of the writing is actually has gotten, like, you know, like a laugh out of me. Like, some of it is funny. A lot of the wording just seemed very rough, and, you know, it feels like a lot of grammar fixes need to happen. So like I said, the sprite edits, at least for his story, were so far, at least for Zero's story, you know, they were definitely a little eh. But yeah, it's definitely a really rough story. But to be fair, from what I'm gathering, the MC story is the one that didn't get rewritten. So it is the oldest one, if I recall. So, you know, I think that's the one that didn't get changed almost at all from 2018. I think it just kind of got, like, probably revised a little bit. So, if anything, next time we'll be able to probably tackle more of the more newer, relevant content, which is Sayori and Natsuki's story. So, I am interested to see that. And yeah, one thing I will say I'm hoping for this mod is that I am hoping that this mod does connect the fact that, like, this is supposed to happen, like, Yuri's not done. Yeah, I'm assuming Yuri and Monica stories aren't done, because I think I read that. Yeah. One thing I am hoping that this mod remembers is that since Monica does remember the events of base DDLC, I do hope they don't try to make her out to be a villain, because if this is technically going off of that, Monica already has gone through her character arc, you know? So she already knows, like, not to fucking get super controlling and stuff. So I am hoping that this mod remembers this. But we'll have to see, you know? I am hoping she's not just straight up evil. But obviously her wanting to, you know, be with the player a little bit now that he's in her world, I could definitely see that being a conflict of interest for her. Like, definitely. So, we'll have to, I'm curious to see. I just hope she's not full fucking evil Monica. We'll have to see. But yeah, that is it for now. If you want to download this mod for yourself, the link will be in the description below. And yeah, this has been Zero. Peace.